Right now, inside almost every giant data center on Earth, racks of black silicon are glowing in the dark, running a code that never sleeps. These are Nvidia's chips. They're training the AI that you use, pricing the trades on Wall Street, and modeling new medicine. And the entire planet is fighting over them. Tech giants are trading trillions of dollars in market value based on nothing more than who gets the next shipment. If Nvidia stopped delivering tomorrow, the AI economy doesn't slow down, it seizes entirely. So there's a war going on right now to break this iron grip. Google, Amazon, Microsoft, AMD, some of the richest companies in history, are burning billions of dollars to build a chip that can dethrone it. But they keep on failing. Not because they can't build fast silicon, they already can. They're failing because Nvidia's real weapon was never the chip. It's something Nvidia gave away for free almost 20 years ago. And by the time anyone understood what it was already too late. Nvidia is now worth around $5 trillion, trading places as the most valuable company on the planet. Everyone is calling this a hardware story, that Nvidia won because it makes the fastest graphics cards. And that's certainly what it looks like on the surface. However, it's all an illusion. Look past the silicon for a second, at what engineers actually type to make these chips work, and the hardware race disappears into the background. The entire AI industry funnels down to one piece of software. It's called CUDA. It doesn't render games or generate art. Think of it as the only language a graphics card truly understands. A modern GPU has thousands of tiny cores that all crunch numbers at the same time. It's some seriously staggering power, but almost impossible to command directly. CUDA is the layer that lets an ordinary programmer write ordinary code and have it drive all that raw parallel muscle. Rival languages that do the same thing do exist. OpenCL, AMD's ROCm, Intel's One API, but almost no one uses them, and that gap is the entire trap. Because for nearly 2 decades, CUDA quietly became the native tongue of computing. Every single computer science student learned it. Every AI library was built on it. When the AI explosion hit, every landmark model, the ones that kicked off the whole boom, were written in Nvidia's language. So today, if a company wants to jump on a cheaper, faster rival chip, the chip isn't the problem. The problem is that its entire software stack, millions of lines of it, only speak CUDA. Switch up the language, and it all shatters. Nvidia didn't just sell the best shovels in the gold rush. They taught every single miner to speak a language that only its shovels can understand. Now, here is what makes this genuinely wild, though. None of this started as a trap. It started out as a bet that the whole industry thought was stupid. Let's rewind to 2006. Back then, a graphics card had exactly one job: draw video game worlds. And it was pretty useless at almost anything else. But Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang noticed something strange. To draw a game, a GPU does millions of tiny simple calculations all at once, and a huge amount of hard science, physics, weather, and eventually AI is exactly that. Millions of tiny calculations all at once. He realized that a gaming chip was secretly a supercomputer wearing a disguise. There was just one obstacle. To use it, scientists had to dress their math up as video game graphics code. Almost like writing a medical thesis using only the words a flight simulator would know. Almost no one could do it. So Nvidia poured years and billions of dollars into CUDA to tear that barrier down, and bet the entire company on a hunch. Make GPUs easy to program, and the world would invent uses that no one could yet imagine. Wall Street thought it was a waste of money. And for years, honestly, it kind of was. But then, deep learning arrived, and it turned out that AI was the single most parallel problem humanity had ever found. Every researcher reached for the one tool that already made GPU easy: CUDA. A bet made almost entirely for gamers had accidentally become the foundation of the entire age of artificial intelligence. The trap never snapped shut on purpose. The world simply walked into it. And now, Nvidia deepens it on purpose. Every time a rival coalition inches close to translating CUDA onto other chips, Nvidia ships a brand new architecture, like Blackwell or their massive new Rubin platform, featuring hardware tricks that only its newest software can unlock. The finish line moves before anyone can even get near it. Nvidia controls the software, The software dictates the hardware, and this loop keeps it a full generation ahead. It isn't winning the race, it's holding the map. We like to imagine the tech world as a fair fight. Build a faster chip, win the crown. But this stopped being true some time ago. The digital future of the human race. Every AI model, every cloud, every automated system we're about to hand the keys to is anchored to a private language owned by one company in California. We taught silicon to think, but we all quietly agreed to speak to it in Nvidia's words. And if that trap holds, the competition doesn't just lose, it ceases to exist entirely. So what about you? Do you think the global coalition actually cracks Nvidia's software monopoly? Or has it already locked down the future of computing for good? Make sure to drop your thoughts in the comments because I love reading about what you guys think. As always, thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.